Hey guys, it's me, Made Up Jen, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I get ready quickly, almost quickly. I'm gonna do my face, I'm gonna do my hair, and I am literally short on time. I have like about half an hour to 45 minutes. I'm gonna pretty much do a voiceover. That way I can get in the mood. I can get in record mode and just finish up real fast, because if I stop and talk to you guys, it's just gonna take me too much time. It's gonna take me over an hour, and like I said, I'm short on time. And here we go. So first I started off with the Too Faced Peach Perfect translucent powder. This is discontinued, I'm sorry, but I love this powder and I'm gonna keep using it. But I am just going to use it to pretty much set and remove any oils that are in my eyebrows. So I am combo oily, so because of that I have to make sure my eyebrows don't get greasy along the day. So I go ahead and apply some setting powder in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the color dark brown. The first thing I am going to do though is I'm gonna use a spoolie from another pencil, because as you guys saw, my spoolie is broken. For some weird reason, the spoolie on my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz broke super fast. I'm gonna start with the front, and I'm slowly just gonna go ahead and start lining up the bottom of my eyebrow, and I slightly just start gliding slowly, and then I'm gonna go in upwards motion with the pencil just to kind of fill in and make fake little hairs. I have a hard time with that. I don't know how some girls do it, but I have a hard time. I don't know if it's because I have a heavy hand, I don't know what it is, but it's just me, I guess, but I still do it that way anyway. And then I go in with the spoolie and I pretty much just disperse all the product, kind of blend it into my brows so it doesn't look harsh. So this is like the key for me because I have thick black brows. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the e.l.f. Bite Size Brow in the neutral brown, and I just go ahead and fill in any spots and then I just blend it out. I have a lot of sparse areas in my eyebrows, so because of that I have to make sure to fill in a lot of those spots. It's mostly just the end of my eyebrows, to be honest with you guys. Everything else is fine, it's just the end of my brows. And then I go in with this lighter taupe color, and I am actually going to use that to fill the front of my eyebrows. So I don't use the dark brown color that's in there on the front because I don't want the front of my eyebrows to look so harsh. I have really dark eyebrows and thick black hair on top of that on my brows, and because of that I have to be very gentle with what I use in the front of my brows. So I just finish it off with blending it in with the spoolie, and then next I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the color Natural Beige, and I'm just gonna use like this little eyebrow pencil that I have that I found somewhere. I don't know where I got it from. It's a little cheapy brush, and I'm just gonna go under my brows and I'm just gonna clean up the bottom portion of my brows. If you've been here before, you already know I actually do not bother with the top of my eyebrows until the end of my look, pretty much, because I always, no matter how careful I am, no matter what I do, I always get foundation on my brows, and if it's not foundation I tend to get powder, or somehow I'll end up getting something on my brows and then it just ruins the whole eyebrow. So I just work with the bottom first and then I work with the top at the end. And then I'm just gonna grab my Dose of Colors beauty sponge and I'm just gonna blend out the concealer, and I accidentally tipped a little bit of my brow, so I just went in a little bit with some more of the e.l.f. bite-sized brow duo in there, and I refilled a little bit of that spot. And then now I'm just blending out some more of the concealer. I pretty much want to make it look like I actually did not apply any concealer under my brows because I don't like that harsh line. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the original, but this is why I blend out that concealer, because I am applying this over it. And don't worry, nothing happens to the concealer. If you blended this right, everything will come out fine. So I just grabbed like this little shader brush that I have. It's a duo. I got it in an Ipsy box like a long time ago. I don't even know if they sell this, to be honest with you guys. And I just use that brush and I just press on and then just blend it out. And then for my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I go in with the color Burnt Orange, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and use this on my outer crease. I'm blending this over my crease. I have a small crease area, I have small eyelids, so I actually go a little bit more higher with this. And what I do first is I actually tap it on in the areas where I want it to be more visible. So I'm just blending it this way, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. On my right eye though, I do have to tap into the shade a little bit more. I don't know if it's just me, but you guys let me know down below. But for one eye, I can apply the shadow and it comes out super bright. I don't have to work so hard. But on this eye, I have to work a little bit harder. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, like on that edge on there, it's really dark, but the rest just doesn't come out the same color. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the color Realger. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably gonna butcher a lot of the names here today. And I'm actually gonna use that just a little bit under that burnt orange I just used. I'm just gonna tap, blend a little, and then I'm gonna windshield wiper it. If you have a small crease, like a low crease, you want to go a little bit higher. You kind of want to make the illusion that you don't have that lower crease. And also, if your eyelids tend to fold in, that's the best way for you to do it. And then I'm gonna start kind of like building in my outer V. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the color Tempera. And this color is the perfect like white, so you don't have to go in with concealer and cut your crease. As you guys see, I'm just pretty much patting it on, and it looks like I don't even have to cut my crease, right? And this brush that I'm using is a Sonia Kashuk brush. I don't think they sell this anymore, so I'm not gonna say what it is, but it is an eyeshadow brush. I've had this forever, since I started doing my makeup. I just bought it on clearance one day, and it's been a staple in my makeup brushes since then. I haven't used it, but it's been there for a minute. But as you guys can see, I have a lot of control of how it applies the shadow, and I'm just pretty much making the illusion that I cut my crease, but I didn't. And I'm just lining it up, and I'm trying to just tap it and blend it. And then I'm gonna use the color Cypress Umber, and I'm actually gonna use a Morphe eyebrow pencil. And I'm gonna use the eyebrow pomade part, and I'm just gonna start making an eyeliner. So I actually like to go in with a brown on my eyeliner instead of a black, because sometimes black can make my eyes look a little bit smaller than they actually are, because I do have almond eyes, so I don't like the illusion of my eyes looking more smaller than they already are. So I like to use light brown or a darker brown, kind of like a dark brown in the middle, like in between the black and the brown, and it just gives me the illusion that I have eyeliner on, but it doesn't look as harsh. So that's why I tend to go in with a brown instead of a black. I will still use a black here and then. The only time I really do use black is when I'm using eyelashes and it has a black band on it. Other than that, you will most likely always see me go in with a brown. And then I'm gonna go back in with the color Real Girl, and I'm just gonna go back into the crease and darken it up a little bit and blend it out a little more, because when I went in with the color Tempera, I kind of like removed some of that color. So I needed to just go back in and blend some of that back in there. And then I'm gonna go in with the color Warm Taupe, and I'm gonna use this actually to blend out my crease, to kind of remove some of the harshness from that color. In case I have any harsh lines, which I do, this color weirdly actually worked to blend out the color, so it doesn't look so harsh and it doesn't look like, oh my god, like that's where my eyeshadow stopped. So that's why I went ahead and used that, and I blended it all the way out, all the way in, and as you guys can see, it kind of starts smoothing out that color, that first crease color that I used. So that's why I went in with that Warm Taupe. And then I'm gonna go back in with the color Cypress Umber, and I'm just gonna fix up my eyeliner. Some of it did come off when I went back in there with the color Real Girl. So I'm just gonna go back in and just fix the ends of it, making it a little bit more sharper, make them look as close as possible as I can. Then I'm going to go in with the Smashbox primer water, and I'm just going to put this all over my face. I tend to put the Milani rose water primer, but I wanted to just use this one. It's been a while since I used it. I wanted to go ahead and use it. And then I'm just grabbing my beauty sponge again, and I'm actually patting it in because it was taking so long for it to dry, and I didn't know if I had really gotten everything on my face. So I just went in with the beauty sponge and spread it everywhere where I thought I needed it, and also so it could soak in faster. And then next I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and yes, you guys are gonna judge me, but I put a lot of it, and it's because I don't want my pores to pop out. And also I spread it all on my pores, my cheek, my laugh lines, and throughout my cheeks to my pretty much my cheekbones. And I do this because I have a lot of scarring from acne from, you know, when I was a teenager. It's not very noticeable, but I do have a lot of dips on my cheeks from it. So this, you know, it's a pore filling. It's supposed to fill in a lot of dips and stuff in your face also. So I tend to go all the way out on my cheeks, my pores, my nose, and my forehead. And I go to my forehead also because I have frown lines right down the center of my eyebrows. And I also have frown lines on the top of my forehead. So I'm just using this to fill in all the lines that will potentially pop out once I laugh. And then I just go back in with the eyeshadow. I'm just filling in. I might have removed some of it, so I'm just going back in, no product. I'm just going in with the same brush that I used for the color Real Girl, and I'm just blending it out. Nothing too crazy. I'm not going back into the eyeshadow palette. I'm just blending it out so it doesn't look harsh. In case something looks a little bit off, I'm just blending it back out. And since I did remove some of that tempera color, I go back in, but I actually don't go all the way out like I did the first time. And I don't dip so much of that color on the brush this time. I just slightly go in there, blend it, and blend it. Just kind of like defining the line again. Just going back in, I'm pretty much just deepening up my V and then blending it out. And next I'm gonna go ahead and use the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the peach corrector. I don't know if you guys can tell, it looks pretty much like my skin tone. I actually used this for the day of my wedding. I had ordered the green corrector for my acne. I got really bad chin acne the day of my wedding, but I decided to use this peach corrector instead because I didn't have enough time to go pick up the green corrector. So I actually use this to cover up any acne, any scarring. I use it under my eyes. I have veins that pop out under my eyes. I don't have humongous dark bags, but I use it under there also. And then I use it around my nose for redness. I know that green is supposed to be the opposite for redness and it's supposed to blur it out, but I actually find that the peach corrector works just as well. So that's why I'm using that. And then I blend it out with my sponge. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the color Neutralizer. And yes, this color is gonna look super bright when I apply it, but it's fine because once you apply that foundation on top, everything kind of just blends together. So I'm pretty much just covering that peach corrector. I know on camera you guys can't see it, but it does have like that slight peach color tint to it. So this is just gonna go over all the areas where I just put that peach corrector, just so that it won't be so noticeable. And also when I apply the foundation, again, so that it can blend in well, so that when I apply concealer and all the other stuff, it doesn't look so harsh. And then after I apply everything, I'm just gonna go in with my beauty sponge. Again, this is from Dose of Colors. I really like this beauty sponge. I like the little tip at the top. It makes it really easy to get to certain areas. Yes, I butchered my eyebrow at the beginning, but that's because I went super high up. But other than that, you can really get in all up in there in the corners of your under eyes. And next I'm going to use the Soul Body bronzer, cream bronzer in the color medium. And yes, you guys are probably like, what are you doing? You are doing so much. I'm sorry guys, this is just how I do it. This is what I do right before I apply foundation. It kind of cuts my time so I don't have to apply any powder contour or any extra more coverage. As soon as I put that foundation, I'm pretty much just finishing up a little bit more faster in a sense. And also I do this before because it kind of slims down my face. I have like a heart-shaped face, so my jaw, my chin, it's kind of like wides out in a weird way. I don't know how to explain it, But when I apply this and then I blend it out, I pretty much am slimming down my cheekbones. And I am contouring my nose a little bit. So I'm making my face look a little bit more slimmer before I even apply anything else over it. So it kind of gives the illusion that this is how my face really is, right? It's already contoured, everything's fine. And then I use the Wet n Wild foundation in the color Desert Beige. And this is actually my tan color. I actually do not use this color. I actually accidentally got this color, but after I came back from my honeymoon, I got a really bad tan. A really bad tan. Like tan where my skin was peeling. I had never had that ever before. The sun in Hawaii is just different. Like, no lie. But this color that I got from mistake and I ended up just keeping came out clutch when it came for this situation, because as you guys see, it looks pretty close to my actual shoulders, my whole body. So you're supposed to always like shade your foundation to your neck, to your actual body, and not to your face, because your face is always going to look, it's always going to be lighter than the rest of your body, especially if you apply sunblock every day. So it's always going to be lighter. So you want to go with the tone of your neck, your shoulders. You just don't want to look completely off. So this color right now, the tone of it is a little bit on the warmer side, which is fine. You know, I'm more of an olive tone, but because I am tan, this is just the color that works with me. And I do blend it down towards my neck so that it looks more like this is my actual color, you know? And be careful if you have baby hairs, pull back. You don't want to have foundation stuck in your hair, because this is what causes breakouts around your hairline. So I'm just blending it out. Yes, I blend this out forever, but the application of this foundation, I really like it. It just looks like your skin, but better. And I have like this damn acne scar on the top of my forehead that just does not want to disappear. And after I'm done blending, I'm gonna go in with the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer in the color 17 and the Born This Way concealer in Natural Beige. So for this, I actually go in with the Too Faced first, and yes, I still highlight, I still conceal the same way as 2016. It just works for me. It just works for me, all right, guys? It's just how it works for me. I know everyone conceals a little bit different, but for me, these are just like the points where I want to highlight. And this color, weirdly, is the same color I use when I'm a lighter foundation color. But right now, since I am more tan, it still works with me. It just blends out really well. And right now, over it, I'm using the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue in the color 17. I do have 17 and 18. There's like a slight difference. One is just more of a pinky tone and one is more just a warmer tone. But it's literally almost the same color as the Too Faced Natural Beige. I just like mixing them together because the formula of both of those together just really works for my under eyes. You know, I have veins under my eyes. They're very annoying. They're very green. And this just conceals it. And then, you know, every time I laugh, you know, the laugh lines start popping out now. And this just works a little bit better with my skin. I really just like the combination of both of these, to be honest with you guys. So I'm just blending my life away. Blending my life away. And then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Electric Mood palette. This is limited edition. I don't know if you can still find this. I found this at Target. I don't know if they still sell it. You could probably buy it online. But I'm using the blush color. I actually took this with me to Hawaii and it came in clutch. Like, it came in handy. That bronzer, everything, like when I wanted to go for a natural look. When I went on my sunset cruise, if you guys seen my blog for Hawaii. you guys know I went on that sunset cruise. I was wearing this palette. I used the bronzer and the blush and then some foundation and concealer, and it was just like so pretty, and it was so pigmented, and it just blends really, really well. So I just used that blush. I'm not using the contour, the bronzer color in there. Obviously I already bronzed my face, I contoured my face, so I don't need to use that other color in there, but that one color blush in there is really good. So right now I'm just gonna go back under my eyes because my concealer does start creasing a little bit. That's for every concealer I use, they all crease under. You just have to re-blend it back out before you apply any powder, so that way it comes out smooth. And also I'm just using this little puff, and I'm going back in with my Too Faced Peach Translucent Powder, and I'm just going under my eyes and I'm setting it and I'm patting this on. I actually do like applying my setting powder under my eyes with the little sponge. It just gives me a more smoother look under my eyes, and it really gets all up into my under eye lines, you know, all the creases. It goes all up in there, so nothing escapes it. And it just gives me a really smooth application. I actually bought these on Amazon. They're not expensive. I've been using this one for like ever, and I'm just using it, applying it all over my face. I'm just giving myself that flat airbrush look with the powder, and it works really well. I'm going all up in there, all up in the crevices, just trying to get that smooth application going. And then right after I'm done applying the powder with this little sponge, I'm actually gonna go in with my flat angled face brush that I bought from Amazon. This comes in a set. This is called the BS Small Flat Angled Brush, if I'm not mistaken. I bought a set of like 14 for like $9, and this one just works really well. And I use this and I just pretty much apply some more powder because I'm just setting the rest of my face and I'm blending everything all together. And next I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the color Bronzer. This is an old one. As you guys see, the packaging is older. So this is just not to contour. This is just to bronze my face and give me back a little bit more of life. Because obviously all that powder kind of makes you look flat. So this is just gonna help me look a little bit more normal, not overly bronzed. I don't go too crazy with it. That's the only reason I think I really like this bronzer, because it doesn't look so harsh on your face. So I'm just blending it out on my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead, under my chin. And once I go into my cheeks, I don't go back in with the bronzer like on my forehead or under my chin. I just, you know, blend it all out. And then actually with this little e.l.f. concealer brush, I am just gonna go into that bronzer and contour my nose a little bit more. Just give it a little bit more of a definition. You guys see it? And then for my blush, I am using both products from Milani. I'm using the Rose Petal blush and then the Luminoso. So I am going in with the Rose Petal one first that you guys saw on the left. And I'm pretty much going all over my cheek, over my nose, and then I'm gonna slightly go down to my chin and my forehead. So I'm not applying any more. I'm just blending whatever I had on my brush. And then I'm gonna go in next with the Luminoso. So I'm just putting that over again. I'm doing it over both sides of my face, and I'm just blending it over my nose. You guys see the colors are starting to pop up a little bit more, but it doesn't look very harsh. That's the one thing I really like about combining both of these. It just gives me like the right nice color tone of blush when they're both mixed together. The Luminoso is more like a peach, and then the Rose Petal one is more like an actual pink. But when you mix both of those, it just gives me like the right neutral color that I like for all my eye looks. And then next I'm going to use the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in the color Precious Petals. And I'm just going to go ahead and use this on the inner corner of my eyes just to give myself a little bit more of a pop, and then on the tip of my nose, and then on the bridge of my nose a little bit, kind of like define that. And then yes, I'm not using a different brush, I'm using the same brush to just go over the high parts of my cheeks, and then I'm going under my brows. I'm just highlighting my brows, and then with the same blush brush that I used earlier, I'm just gonna go over it with nothing on it, whatever was left on there, whatever. I'm just blending out that highlight everywhere so it doesn't look harsh. So I like doing this because it kind of just blends everything together. And then for the top of my eyebrows, I'm gonna use the Arches and Halo eyebrow pencil in the color Neutral Round. And I'm just gonna finish off the top of my eyebrows. Again, I said this at the beginning of the video, it's just easier for me to finish the rest, like literally all of my face, and then just go in at the top of my eyebrows to define the eyebrows. And it just makes it so much better for me to finish my eyebrows without having that worry of, oh crap, I'm gonna remove some of it off at some point because I still haven't finished my face. So as you guys can see, it just makes it so much easier for me to just do this. Just FYI, you do have to have some type of practice with this, because if you mess up, it's really hard for you to like remove it without removing some of your actual makeup on your forehead. I'm speaking from experience because there were some times where if I would go a little bit higher, I would be like, oh no. But with the spoolie, just slightly blend it over wherever you messed up to remove that mess up. And then I'm just gonna go in with my spoolie and blend some of it out. And then I'm just gonna go in with the Milani brow gel for my brows. And I actually really like this. It doesn't make my eyebrows super hard. And I actually like using the clear one because it blends all the products together so that my eyebrows will not look so harsh. And then I'm gonna set my face with the Revolution Hydrate and Fix Setting Spray. This spray, I really like it. It just kind of blends all the powders together so that it doesn't look so caked on, and it gives me more of a natural look. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my Nume curling iron. I can never pronounce that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start with my hair. So this process, I know I sped it up, but it really took me 8 minutes. This is 4 minutes and 4.2 minutes. So it took me 8 minutes to do my hair, guys. Literally, this is like so fast. So I just parted my hair in sections, and I just take big chunks of it and I curl it, and it literally goes so fast. I think I'm going at about 390 if I'm not mistaken. The temperature on this is about 390. I really like this curling iron. I've had it forever. I bought it like years ago, and it comes with like 3 different curling size barrels. It comes from small, medium to the largest. I am using the largest one. If I'm not mistaken, I'm using the largest one, and I just go all in the same direction because I know they always say, oh, just turn it in different directions, you know, blah blah blah, this and this and that, but this is just how it works for me. And you know, I actually did not use this curling iron for my wedding. I curled my hair with a different curling iron, which now I wish I would have used this one, but I was so scared that I was going to burn myself because it's happened before. The barrel to this is all metal, so like if you touch the tip or if it touches your skin, it will burn you. I actually have a scar on my elbow from this curling iron. I was literally gonna go out to the club. This was when I was like in my 20s, and yeah, I was on the last section of my hair and I moved accidentally and I burned my actual elbow, and I still have the scar to this day. And I think that was when I was like 23. As I start getting more towards the top, I do start sectioning it off in halves. So you guys saw at the bottom portion, I was just going in one section, and as I get towards the top half of my hair, I split it in twos, and I'm just curling it and curling it. And you guys see, I let go of the curl, I hold it on my hand, I let it cool down, and I let it kind of like stay like this, and then I let it go. I don't touch them. I literally leave my hair curled like that through the whole process of this until I'm ready to go. So you guys see, I'm going really fast, huh? I mean, I sped it up, but this was really fast. I just hold on, it's going really fast. I did put up the heat a little bit just because I was short on time and I really needed to hurry up. And yes, you guys do see smoke there. I did put a detangler in there, like a heat protection thing, the Shea Moisture Manuka honey. I used that one. And then in the top portion right here, this is something new that I actually tried. I saw Tati Beauty do this and I was just like intrigued by it, so now I'm like, oh, let me try it and screw it, you know. So at the top portion I usually would split wherever my line where I part my hair, but for this one I just did all the top all the same to give me more of a volume at the top of my hair. So you guys see it, I split it. This one I did split it in 3, and I'm just going under to give myself that volume. And then when I curl my hair under, I actually pull in the barrel a little as close as I can to my actual scalp before I could burn myself, just so that it could give me that curl all the way in and give me more volume. So you guys see I'm in there, all up in there, and then this last portion I just curl it. And I do put the curl to my left, because I am going to part it from my left to right, if I'm not mistaken, from this angle. So I just leave it there, and then I kind of like just move it to the side. And again, I don't touch this. I'm just like letting it be, all the curls. I haven't run my fingers through it. I haven't done anything to it. And I'm just letting it just chill, cool down. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face. So I'm curling my lashes, my little sad lashes. I was gonna apply falsies, but I was like, again, short on time, and I was so scared that I was gonna mess up because I have yet to master applying lashes. It's just so hard for me, guys. The only way I could apply it is if I use a liner, the lash glue liner, and even then, like, I still have a hard time applying them or for them to like completely stay on. So I am using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara and the waterproof formula. This is in the color Berry Black, and I'm just working it in my lashes. I am really building it in there. Right now I'm just switching to my other eye and I'm curling. This eye right here gives me the hardest time when I curl it. Every time I curl it, it doesn't come out the way I want it to, so I have to always go back in and curl it again. And it's only this lash. I don't know why. So I'm just going back in there with the mascara. I'm working it in there. I know it looks like it's not really doing much, but it is starting to separate my lashes and it's giving me some type of length. And I actually keep working it in there, and eventually I go back to the other lash and I'm starting to work it, and then I'm just going back and forth until I'm satisfied with the way my lashes look. And once I am satisfied, I'm actually gonna go back into my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm just gonna go under my lash. I'm using the color Rieger, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just blending that out all under my eyes. I'm using this e.l.f. smudge brush. I'm sorry, at some point you can't even see what I'm doing, but right here I'm using the L'Oreal Unlimited waterproof mascara, and I actually really do like this mascara. I like the wand. I like that you can bend the wand in different directions so you can really get in there without like ruining under your eyes, because sometimes when you have that flat wand you kind of like smudge under, and this just helps control that. So So next I'm going to use the Rimmel Lasting Finish lip pencil, and I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips, and I'm just going to pretty much the top portion, I'm going to go a little bit higher, and my bottom lip, you know, I have a big bottom lip, so I don't have to work so hard for that bottom one. It's more of the top one that's really tiny compared to my bottom one. So I'm just filling that one in a little bit, and then I'm gonna fill in the corners, the outer corners of my bottom lip and the center a little bit as well. And next I'm gonna use a dose of colors lip gloss in the Mickey collection one. It's called One and Only, and I'm gonna use that in the center, and I'm gonna kind of just fill in where I feel like I need to fill in, and then I'm gonna, you know, rub my lips a little bit, and then I'm actually gonna go in with a blending brush, and I'm just gonna start blending out that lip gloss with the lip liner just to where I feel like I like it. And then the last step is curling my lashes. So I'm just gonna finish up and curl my lashes, and you guys see it looks like I have lashes again, some type of lash. And then once I'm done here, I'm gonna step on out and fix my hair. And here I come talking again to you guys. Alright guys, so this is the look. You guys see, quick. It took me literally an hour to get ready and do my hair. It's a little greasy right now. That's the one thing I hate about my hair right now. It's dirty. This is like 3-day hair, if I'm not mistaken, or 4-day hair. I went ahead and I combed it through with my fingers, and then I went in the bathroom and I grabbed the brush and I just brushed it slightly, and then I'm just like positioned it to where I wanted it to go. My husband is actually waiting for me right outside right now, so I'm about to head on out and go party the night away. I'm starting to sweat. It's kind of hot in here. I am wearing this long sleeve dress. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please make sure to like it, and if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.